Section 2 playoffs in full force as we head into the semifinal rounds here. We've chronicled it all week long and all since the brackets were released at 1045theteam.com. Joining me today is Troy High coach Rich Hurley. Coach, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk some high school hoops. Always fun time of year.
You guys beat Mahonison in your first round game. You'll take on Averill Park in the Class A semis on Thursday, 6 p.m. at the Glens Falls Civic Center. Coach, Averill Park, they're a good team. I kind of had them as a dark horse team. They've got a great scorer in Miles Joyce. They played a Class AA Suburban Council schedule. This is a good team you're going up against and a good matchup for you guys, right?
Absolutely. I mean, certainly starts, with Coach Puggs. He's been there a long time, and he's done a wonderful job, and building that program, and expecting for his teams to win games, and he has instilled that mindset. And like you said, they had, I think, 14 wins this year. 13 of them in the Suburban Council. They're certainly coming in here ready to win and to have an opportunity to move on to Saturday. So very tough team. Certainly Joyce is their leader, but Bilal, 6'3" athlete who can play inside out. Moak is he's a bulldog out there. Fast, strong, athletic kid, can shoot the three. So he has about 6-7 guys that can really play, and it's going to be an interesting battle for us on Thursday.
Your teams traditionally like to get up and down the floor. I saw you guys play Guilderland. You guys like to get up and down the floor. Averill Park teams traditionally like to slow the ball down and grind you out and wear you out physically. How are you going to try to dictate the pace of that game into something that's more your style?
We watched a bunch of film on them yesterday. So, that's coach's style. Certainly, for us and for me, I mean, I'm usually a defense-first guy, and try to get out and try to pressure the ball a little bit, try to speed them up. That's where we'll start. Whether or not we're successful with that, I think he has multiple ball handlers, which might make that kind of tough. Like sometimes team has one guy that brings the ball to the court. When I've seen them play, he usually has 2 or 3 guys that can bring it up. So he can kind of find a matchup maybe that he likes, with less ball pressure. But we'll try to extend the floor a little bit, and then certainly you got to rebound the ball. I mean, that's something that. We're a little smaller this year. I think if you can rebound, you can kind of get out and get the game going a little bit. So it should be interesting, but, we're going to try to do what we do. There is no changing now, at this late in the year. You certainly are what you are, and it should be a fun game to watch. And I think the team that can get the game going at their pace is obviously going to be a team that might be in the driver's seat, coming down the stretch.
We talked about AP being battle-tested, having played in the Suburban Council. You guys didn't have the Big Ten this year as it disbanded, but you were able to kind of create your own schedule. Was not playing in a conference real difficult, or was it a benefit because you were able to go out and schedule who you wanted?
Well, it's tough. I mean, I think for 1 year it was good. It was interesting. Because we had a monster schedule. Not always necessarily by choice all the time. I think it was sometimes it's hard to find some teams, who you can play. We wanted to play our good schedule, and I was talking to someone yesterday about who we were playing. We started out, we played Henniger this year, Christ the King, Long Island Lutheran, Albany Academy, Guilderland, Bethlehem, Canisius, Middletown. I mean, that is a CBA twice. That's a monster schedule. Would I like to do that again? No, I wouldn't. I think it's great that we're getting into a league and play for something on a daily basis, which is a league championship. Get back to more of your natural rivalries, But from a battle-tested standpoint, I mean, I think our team has faced multiple challenges this year with the schedule we played, and hopefully that has prepared us for Thursday night.
One of the things you also faced this year was the injury bug at Troy. Jack McLaren, a guy who's a big part of your roster, really has been out the whole season. At times, part of the year, you were without Dyer Hull and Zach Rads. So you throw in the injury bug with the scheduling challenge. This has to be one of your toughest but also most rewarding coaching years, right?
You hit it on the head. And I said to my team, there's no one feeling sorry for us. That's first and foremost. But I mean, when you're going through preseason and summer workouts and kind of projecting a roster that you're going to have and and how you're going to play, and that was tough. Certainly losing Jack all year long. I think he played 2.5 games for us, and he was going to be such a key part to our team. And then you're right, we had Zach, I think, missed the game, missed 2 half games. Dyer missed 1. We even lost a kid, who's starting for us right now, and Niger Pugh, who missed 8 games for us. So we've kind of had to rally the troops, and our guys have been great. But it is tough when you're trying to practice and trying to prepare, and you're always trying to move pieces around. But like I said, I have a great group, a very resilient, group of young men, and we've had to work a little harder as a coaching staff. But I think right now we kind of have an idea of how we're going to play, and we are who we are, and we kind of have embraced it, and we're just trying to get better every day.
Coach, we'll get you out of here on this. You've been around a number of the top players in this area. You've coached a lot of them, from Taylor Battle to Teron Bowie to Javion Oganyemi.
Yep.
And a guy that you've coached against now, and everyone wants to say you're on a crash course to play Scotia again. I just want to ask you what you think of Joe Primo's game.
Fabulous player, Joe. I mean, I said it last year when we played them for the first time. I didn't have to compete against Scotia, so you just kind of watched them from afar. But then when you're preparing to play against them, if you get there, obviously, like I said, I've never seen a kid work and play as hard as Joe. I mean, his motor, 32 minutes, obviously they've been up, they're up 20, 30 points in a lot of their games, and, he's playing to the last second, fighting and clawing. He's a winner for as skilled as he is, and, he can play off the dribble, he can post you up. Now he's worked on his 3-point game. And his basketball game speaks for itself, obviously. But like I said, I think just the intangibles, he wills this team to victory. You see it on his face. You see his body language. He's a coach's dream. I know that's kind of corny, but obviously, but he'd be someone that all coaches would love to coach. And like I said, hopefully we are going against him on Saturday, obviously, to be in the game with a chance to win the sectional title. But then obviously as a coach,